So never mind that I look a mess today. I'm out here cleaning my deck. And it was such a nice day. I thought I'd take advantage of the beautiful weather that we're having and just bleach some t-shirts. I don't know what kind of design will end up going on them. And I got in my inventory, which is shrinking because this is just a hobby for me. So I've been I haven't bought any t-shirts. I've had a lot of other things going on. So I just went down there and grabbed a couple of t-shirts, and I really like the wet bleach method. But whenever I wet the t-shirts, I never get all of the water out. So I lose a lot of the color once I start bleaching. So what I did is I just took these shirts and I threw them in the washer on the rinse and spin cycle, so they're damp, not soaking, wringing wet like they usually are. So I've got nothing else to lay these on but this wooden deck, which is what I usually use anyway. But when I do the scrunch method, it's usually in the bathtub. So I had to be very careful picking them up and scrunching them. These are the bottles, the amber bottles that I use all the time. You can buy them on Amazon. They come in a box. They come with a real nice little funnel too, for makes it easy to fill. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start spraying them. Then I'm going to flip them over and spray the other side. Look how that one's starting to turn already. I already have an idea on what I want to do with this orange one, even though it's not my size. Maybe somebody will like it. I'll be able to sell it. Sell a lot of t-shirts. I do not sell a lot of t-shirts. This is just an expensive hobby for me. And I have totes of t-shirts that I've made, and they're just sitting downstairs in my office. I had no intention, like I said, of bleaching today. So I'm going to hang these up on the hanger and on the hangers and just let the sun do what the sun does. I knew this tree would come in handy for something. These are all gilded soft style. They will turn white. It may just take them a little while. The sun is not directly on them. So I'm going to just let them hang here. Now, another thing is because of the breeze that we have going on out here, the shirt may dry before it has a chance to bleach. So if that happens, they are not going to turn white. This one here is already starting to turn pretty good. But if the shirt dries too fast, we may have to re-bleach them. Okay, so here's my bleached shirts. Aside from that orange one, I still don't know what I'm going to put on them, but they bleached up really nice. Now see, if I had, and I have videos of doing a purple one, and by the time I got done bleaching it, there was no purple left. You couldn't even tell that it was purple. It was pink with very little purple and mostly white. So these are entirely dry. They're safe to go to the washer. You do not want your bleach shirts still wet from bleach when you put them in the washer, because the bleach will run in places that you may not want it to go. That one's got some green in it. Honestly, it's a kind of an expensive hobby because I make a lot of shirts and I don't sell very many. Even though I have an Etsy shop, I just don't sell a lot of t-shirts. There's a lot of people making them. So these are going to go to the washer, and then we'll be back and see if I can't find some designs to put on them. Something that somebody might like. Okay, so since we're having another beautiful day here where I live, I thought I would bleach some more shirts today and show you this wet bleach technique that I normally do. And we're going to compare the two with the ones that I did yesterday. Okay, so I've wrung them out and I've scrunched them in the bathtub. I've already sprayed one side. You can see where the bleach is already starting to turn them. And we're going to have a little different effect from doing it like this because I cannot wring out all of the water. So I am looking for these bleach marks to be more fluid, more softer than what they were in the ones that we did yesterday. It's just the water is going to help it spread out a little bit different. You're going to see the results. Note to self, open bathroom window when you're bleaching in there. I mean, they're practically dying. Okay, so here's our bleached shirts. And they're just going to hang out here while I run and do some errands. That one's already starting to turn. I can see some white in there. All right, so this is just a little bit different of a technique that we're going to end up with. And we'll look at it when we come back. Once again, these are all Gildan soft style shirts. They are 65% polyester. Yeah, 65% polyester, 35% cotton. You need the cotton, remember, for the shirt to bleach. And you need the polyester for the sublimation design to adhere to the shirt. It adheres to polyester material. So any design that is on the cotton fibers will wash away, and whatever is left on the polyester will stay. That's why you want a higher polyester count. You can sublimate on 100% polyester and you'll get that real bright, vivid design, but you won't be able to bleach because polyester does not bleach. Okay, so I had a little bit of a issue with my printer when I went to use it for the first time. This is the Epson 15,000, and it was saying that I had a paper jam, but there was no paper in there. So it took a little bit of doing, but right now I'm printing out an image, and this is the image that I'm printing out. Donkey, because all of a sudden I just got this thing for donkeys. This is the press that I use. It's a, what's this say, D&G heat press. It was given to me as a birthday present from my daughter. So this ink that I have in here, I want you to know, is first I'm using Asub paper. Let's get that in here. Asub, right there. Asub 5G 11 by 17 paper, and the ink that I have in there is Cosmo ink. I've had it in there for over a year, and I go months and months without using my printer. So some people have said that if you don't use it very often, that it clogs up and then it causes all kinds of problems with the printer. But aside from today, the paper jam that it was saying that I had, I have never ever experienced any kind of issues with this printer whatsoever. Even when I come here after not using it for months, it still does the job. Here it comes. I did go a little large on this print because the shirt is an extra large. So I want to cover as much of that center as I can with the image. And V-necks, I measure down about 1.5 inches from the center. If this is not the cutest design, oh my gosh, you ever did see? Oh my gosh, it's so cute. I can't wait to get it on the shirt. Okay, let's get it lined up here. Okay, so I measured down 1.5 inches. You can see right here, I leave indent marks from my fingernails. So all I'm gonna do is I'm going to even the paper. I can only go by one side because this side has been ripped. I ripped off the excess. So as long as it's straight on one side, as long as you have one side to work with, you're good to go, okay? So I'm gonna call that straight, and I'll measure it with my measuring tape, top and bottom, just to be sure, but mainly I eyeball everything. I'm pretty good. From years and years of hanging home interiors, I can mostly just look at things and pretty much get it straight. Okay, so now we're going to get our paper. So the paper that I use is packing paper. I buy it at U-Haul. Got a timer set for 400 for 60 seconds. Look at this. Okay, so see how it looks like there is still ink on the paper? Actually, this is how it's supposed to look, okay? As long as we got the ink on the shirt, I think that looks pretty darn good. These are the shirts that I wet and wrung out by hand. So they were a little bit more wet than the ones that I bleached yesterday for a different effect. See? Totally different than what we got yesterday. The reason that is pink is because the shirt dried before it had time to whiten. There's sun out there, okay? See? The sun is over here. It's behind us. I needed it to be over here where it's not. Just goes to show, you know, that different techniques, you get different results there. It's still kind of wet right now, so we're gonna let it go. Look at this cat. Look at these cats coming over here messing around by where my shirts are at. What do you want, Kale? Huh? What do you want, Kale? Okay, so as you can see, the colors there, the saturation is really good. The purples, the blues, the yellows, they all pop. Color is here. Look at this. Look at this. This is amazing color right here. And last but not least, look at this. So this shirt here has turned nice and white. I've got a nice white canvas that I'm going to go over that other design with, the donkey design. I'm going to do what a lot of other people do, and that is bleach first and then sublimate. And then over here, I've started to bleach a couple of other shirts for those other designs that I printed out. The gnomes are going to go in there, and the Sanders sisters, or whatever they're called, is going to go on here. Now, the only reason I don't like bleaching first, then sublimating, because what always happens is I scorch my shirts. I scorch them, and then I have to peroxide them, and then I have to hover the heat press over the top of them, and that sometimes works and sometimes it doesn't. So that is why I started sublimating first and then bleaching, and it was never ever an issue. There is no ink left on this. I have seen a lot worse This is Asub paper, Cosmo ink. Look at that design. Wow, that is amazing. As is the case, usually, almost always, with doing it this way, is you get scorching. So, scorching is when the white turns yellow, plain and simple, like it's been burnt. So you have to spray it with peroxide and then hover the heat over top of it until it turns white again. This is exactly why I don't like to do this, do it this way, because of the scorching. It always happens with me. This is still wet. It's still a little wet from spraying peroxide on it. Material got a little thin too. Once again, more scorching. Look at it. You can see the scorching. See? Scorch, white, scorch, white. So, then you have to go in with the peroxide. Spray it really good. Also, getting some lines over here. Not sure what that's from. Okay, so just for reference, I am a size 8 to 10. The shirt is a medium. The bleach spot is a lot bigger than what I normally would do. I was using a cardboard template, and it's the first time I was doing it. So I do not recommend it, because this is a whole lot of bleached area where normally I don't do this. But it's symmetrical. I mean, it's even on both sides. And I have found that 4 fingers down from the neckline is my sweet spot to where I will start my design. And there's not a whole lot of bleach in this area, so I'm good with that. But every single one of the shirts scorched and had to be sprayed with peroxide. I was doing a blank fight, so I guess if you just make it an automatic part of the routine, part of the bleaching process, it's no big deal. But this is what I was trying to get away from originally, which is why I would sublimate and then bleach. This one's a little bit better. The bleach area is not too out of control for the size of the print that it is. This is about 11 by 14 print. Because the paper is 11 by 17, and the print that I do is 11 by 14, and I'm really happy with the vibrancy of the design. So this one ended up with a real big bleach spot as well, but I really like the design. I think it's really super cute. And you know, I mean, it's okay. It's at least it's symmetrical. It's just a big bleach spot. Apparently I got overexcited, but it's okay. I don't hate it.